Hello, everybody, and welcome to RFW. My name is Razor.
I am Rick Benton.
And we are starting off today's episode of RFW with a tag team match. We're going to have the Hardy Boys, as they're coming down to the ring right now, against their own sons, the Hardys 2.0.
Right. Now, we saw both of these teams in our last run. One was a little more impressive than the other. I think the Hardys 2.0 have a little bit of something to prove. We'll see what they look like coming out tonight.
I do agree that they probably have a little bit to prove. Now, they didn't have the best overall record in our last run, but it's not like they were a bad team at all. It's not like they didn't win at all. They did not have the best showing in the tournament, but, you know, everybody has a bad day.
Right. I think their biggest downfall, in my opinion, was just the fact that individually they are very, very talented superstars. Yep. But they need a little bit more, a little bit better teamwork. They didn't really work well as a team, I noticed, in some of their matches.
I mean, they would be cousins, correct?
Yes.
If I remember how families work, I haven't had one in a long time. But yes, the cousins need to work a little bit better. But and I think even though they are still family, I don't think cousins, depending, would have as much of a bond as brothers do. Jeff and Matt Hardy, of course, have been growing up all their life, and that's not to say that Dynamite and Shade Frost haven't.
Right.
But we don't know. Dynamite going after Matt Hardy,
and of course, something like this where they train together and they're a team, they form those bonds. There's many tag teams we have that aren't biologically related, but the relationship is that of brothers because of how closely they work together.
As Rick was talking, that was a huge move by Dynamite, like a double knee face buster.
Yeah.
And that can really mess you up. And stealing a page out of Jeff Hardy's book with that double leg drop to the abdomen. Excuse me. Dynamite and Matt Hardy going after each other so far, really back and forth. Neither of them have really been in control long enough to say who has the advantage yet. Maybe Dynamite's starting to win that tug of war here.
Right.
Good shot to the knee. That's a very good strategy in general. If you go for the legs, no matter who it is. Oh, nice Hurricane Rana by Dynamite. If you go for the legs, you're going to take out the whole man. Once you take out one leg, it's going to be hard for them to go places. Matt and Jeff Hardy, both aerialists.
Right.
Jeff more than Matt. But, huge kick by Dynamite. But, Matt Hardy has that patented, that leg drop from the top rope. Can't do that when your legs are gone. Looks like we have our first bit of tag team action here. Shade Frost and Dynamite going for a double gut buster. That'll knock the wind right out of you. And as anybody knows, when you get hit in the stomach, that can definitely disorient. It can knock the wind out of you. It can make you feel like you're going to throw up if you get hit hard enough. And two bony knees, I would assume, because the Hardys 2.0 are thinner guys. That would hurt quite a bit. That was a nice Hurricane Rana by Matt Hardy. I think Matt Hardy's due for a tag, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go over and tag Jeff in. Good teamwork, or at least good situational presence. And, Matt Hardy tagging himself back in. Looks like they're going for a double team move as well. Oh, they're going for a gut buster themselves. A little bit of payback from what Matt Hardy received. Excuse my stuttering. Matt Hardy seems to be in control of Shade Frost, and there's that double leg drop to the abdomen as well. Nice suplex by Matt Hardy. Who do you think? This is a elimination tag match. I don't think we made that aware. This is elimination tag, so that adds a whole nother bit of stipulations. Once one person gets out, it's much harder, or when one person is eliminated, it gets much harder for the team as a whole to bounce back from that.
Right.
So let's say, if Jeff Hardy gets eliminated, it's going to be that much harder for Matt to try and come back.
Right.
And once one person gets eliminated, it basically turns into a handicap match from there on out until if one person could get one of the remaining teammates out. Jeff Hardy seems to be in control of Shade Frost. Might be a little bit of ring rust. We haven't seen Shade Frost or Dynamite back in the ring yet. It's a nice reversal by Shade Frost, going for a backbreaker, neckbreaker combo. Oh, we have our first pinfall of the match, I believe. One nowhere near as much damage to Matt Hardy that you're going to need.
Yeah. But of course, that could be the strategy
Huge
of
hit.
Shade Frost. It costs energy to kick out.
That is true. And after those, those big... Oh, that was a nice flashback is what I believe it's called. Matt Hardy with his own cover up to a 2 count, and Shade Frost kicks out. Yeah, after those gut busters to the, kicking out isn't...
It's a lot more taxing.
Yeah. Shade Frost reversing whatever Matt was going to go for there. I think he was trying to go for the tag, but it did not go as planned. Matt Hardy going to the corner, Jeff tagging in. One for another tag team. Oh! That was a huge kick. Jeff Hardy just holding him in place while Matt drives his foot into Shade Frost's temple. We have a cover. 1, 2. I honestly wouldn't have been surprised if that ended it. That was a huge kick, especially to the side of the head. That can cause a lot of damage.
He could be concussed.
He could be, and that was almost like a direct hit to the temple. Could cause a lot of damage.
Top rope.
Jeff going to the top rope. Shade
Frost is up.
Oh, he caught him.
In time.
Hit him, knocked Jeff down, and Shade Frost getting the tag in. That was very smart. He definitely needed that a while ago, but it's better sooner than later. Or
better later than never.
Better. That's the phrase I was looking for. That was a nice arm breaker. Huge hit by Dynamite. Jeff Hardy reversing into the corner. Dynamite lands on his back. Jeff Hardy throwing him to the other side of the corner, probably trying to wind him. Went for some sort of clothesline of some sort there. Oh! And Dynamite reversed into a strong backbreaker. Jeff Hardy reversing into a shoulder takedown as well. And now Matt Hardy and Dynamite are back in the ring. Matt Hardy going for a neck breaker, but Dynamite reversed. Who do you think has the bit of the edge here so far?
Coming into this match, I would have told you the Hardys, just because the experience and like you were talking about
face buster,
and like you were talking about the bond between brothers and just how long they've been in the ring together.
Mm-hmm.
I would have told you that, but Dynamite and Shade Frost, they have been taking a little bit of a beating, but they've also been dishing it out too. I mean, right now it could go either way. Right now, Matt Hardy's
looks like Matt Hardy's winning that tug of war.
Right.
The metaphorical tug of war.
Right. He seems to be in control. Dynamite taking some hits, but
and that two huge.
We're
face
seeing
busters.
some resiliency. That Shade Frost kicking out earlier in the match after getting kicked in the back of the head.
Oh, he said
side effect.
Side effect. That usually signals a twist of fate is soon to come in the future. But can Dynamite get out? He did. He kicked out at 2. And the side effect, that move can hurt you just as much as it can hurt your opponent.
Right.
With the way it's delivered. And Matt Hardy, it's happened to him in his career. He's hit the side effect, and it turned out to be kind of bad. He landed on it's like an already injured back or a injured leg. It can definitely cause some problems. Matt Hardy setting up for something. Dynamite's on the top rope.
He's not gonna do this.
He's going for a superplex to the outside.
Oh, just a sickening impact.
Dynamite is not moving. Matt Hardy, as I mentioned before, he's had a little bit of back problems in his career. As a lot of professional athletes like this do. He landed just as bad as Dynamite did, but Dynamite getting thrown, or punched rather, and then thrown right into the barricade. There's no padding there, ladies and gentlemen.
Man.
Face first, but Dynamite, adrenaline pumping, gets up and that was a bad impact from Matt Hardy.
Shade Frost getting involved.
Shade Frost getting involved. He saw an opening and he took it. That was a hard hit to the legs of Matt Hardy.
Now Dynamite back in the ring.
And a big kick to the knee as well. Shade Frost lifting up Matt Hardy, and Matt Hardy with a jawbreaker, a bit of a reversal, and to getting back into the ring. Dynamite is prepared.
That was a nice breather for Dynamite. He got to wait. He's letting Matt get the tag.
Not the smartest move, I would say. He should have definitely gone and stopped that from happening. Jeff Hardy immediately going for a big spinning back suplex. Could this be it? I don't know. Matt Hardy and Shade Frost getting in the room. That was a two count, and he did kick out. And Shade Frost got hit pretty bad too. Like a running flip over snapmare from both men.
You know, you see here, maybe possibly emotion getting the better of Dynamite, wanting to face his father.
Jeff Hardy!
Whisper in the wind. That could be it for Dynamite.
That could be it. The Whisper in the Wind's a huge move. And that is a 2 count. He did kick out. And a huge kick. Jeff Hardy looking to... He seems to be pretty frustrated at the moment.
Yeah.
Dynamite is taking a bit of a beating here. Jeff Hardy, and a huge move by Jeff Hardy. That was like a sunset flip powerbomb. Jeff Hardy looks to be setting up for something, going out to the apron, running up to the top rope. Are we going to see it? And we did. That was a beautiful swanton bomb from Jeff Hardy.
And this could be it for Dynamite.
1, 2. Shade Frost tried to get in, but Matt Hardy blocked him essentially. And oof. Shade Frost didn't even see that coming. That was a huge spear from Jeff Hardy.
And now we're going to see the numbers game start to, like you were saying earlier in the match.
Once one person leaves, it turns into a handicap match.
Right. Both Jeff and Matt just going to town. But Shade Frost. There is not a lack of fight.
Shade Frost getting back up. What is Shade Frost setting up here? He's looking like maybe a submission move or a That looks like it hurt Jeff really badly there. That was like some sort of arm breaker there. That can tear some ligaments in your shoulder.
Yeah.
It could cause a lot of pain. And a stunner out of nowhere. That was a very impressive, like, just out of nowhere move by Shade Frost. Shade Frost setting Jeff up, sending him to the corner. Throws him away, and
a whisper in the wind.
Whisper in the wind by Shade Frost, pulling a page out of Jeff Hardy's book. That's a 2 count. Matt Hardy deciding not to get in the match. That could have costed him, but it didn't. Jeff Hardy got out. We saw Shade Frost try to go into some sort of like a arm hold there, maybe trying to target that shoulder. Shade Frost reversing, and he reversed into an arm breaker. Shade Frost looks to be getting a little bit of a breather here, which I think is pretty important. Like, he's probably had the wind knocked out of him a couple times, and a huge Hurricane Rana by Jeff Hardy. Shade Frost really needs to try and come back from this, hit a couple really big moves.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's probably the only way he can come back. Getting small moves in to regain some stamina, it can help out, but you're really going to have to get somebody down here.
He really needs to eliminate the numbers advantage from the Hardys. Possibly, wearing one down and then getting a big move on another, and just getting rid of that numbers advantage.
Exactly, but that's very hard to try and come across, especially with 2 against 1. It's really almost a game of luck.
Right. Shade Frost is really in a tough spot right now.
Shade Frost. Matt Hardy's going for another a back superplex.
The body is not supposed to bend that way.
That was a huge fall. And Matt Hardy's really playing up the top rope game in this match.
Yeah.
1 count. That's a 2. And Shade Frost kicked out, surprisingly. Again, that I wouldn't have been surprised that ended it. That was a huge hit to the back of the neck. Matt Hardy probably showing frustration himself here. Shade Frost getting back up, a nice European uppercut.
These high flyers really have with their style, it's very, live by the top rope, die by the top rope, high risk, high reward.
Exactly.
And they're definitely seeing a lot of rewards.
And here we're seeing right now, Shade Frost going up top. And that was a huge drop kick from the top rope. Shade Frost setting up for something, again. But Matt Hardy's up. Matt's angry. What do we have here? He just slugged him. He hit him in that same spot he kicked him earlier in that double team move.
Yeah.
What are we seeing here? Matt going, picking up this is not a no disqualification match, and Matt Hardy decides to go against it.
Ooh.
That was a big elbow. And a huge, I think he is. Shade Frost is bleeding. Shade Frost has been busted open, probably from either that elbow or that enziguri. all these hits to the head. Shade Frost getting back into the ring at a 5 count. Matt Hardy soon to follow.
Shade Frost getting a breather.
Sending him to the corner, throwing him away. Oh, here we go, another whisper in the wind. And now, oh, Matt's clutching his head. I think Matt's bleeding now too. Can that be it? 1, 2, that could have been it, but Jeff broke it up. Jeff breaking up the pin. I really think that actually could have evened out the numbers, but Jeff Hardy, knowing that could have been it, got in and broke up the pinfall. Oh, and a nice float over face buster there. Shade Frost getting a little bit of a breather. Probably both smart and kind of bad, because now you're letting, Matt Hardy get a breather as well. It's on the side of the ring. I think he was trying to set up for something, but he decided against it. Jeff Hardy in the ring now, catching him in a going for the reversal into a power bomb. Looked like Jeff Hardy was going for another Hurricane Rana there, but it did not end well for him. Shade Frost didn't capitalize. Jeff Hardy's back in control here. Jeff Hardy with a turnaround Frankensteiner into a pin. Could this be it? 2. Shade Frost shoving his way out of that pinfall attempt. He's been trying, but twist of fate. Huge, just landing right on his head there.
I'd be surprised if this isn't it.
I think Shade Frost is out of it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, he kicked out.
Wow. There was
Shade
not
Frost
a lack of fight
and that was
from Shade Frost.
And now Jeff Hardy just kicking him in the head. Frustration definitely setting in on the part of the Hardy Boys. Shade Frost reverses the move with a kick to the leg. A huge fist to Jeff Hardy. And a huge backbreaker as well. Shade Frost is definitely trying to bring this to the Hardy Boys. 2 count, Jeff Hardy kicks out at 2. A backbreaker may be able to swing something in your favor, but I don't think it can end it. Shade Frost with huge strength there with a reverse DDT. Shade Frost getting a little bit of a breather here with some kicks to Jeff Hardy, staying on the ground. And he needs to get out of that corner, because Matt could simply just reach over and grab him and interrupt the momentum that he's been gaining. He's in the corner. Shade Frost, you can definitely tell how tired he is, struggling to even get Jeff up there. What are we going to see here? Shade Frost going up top, setting up for a Super Hurricane Rana.
Ooh. What a move. And a cover.
Matt Hardy getting to the ring, but Jeff Hardy kicked out himself. He's trying, and it really shows that he has a huge DDT. He's really trying to push through this, but I don't know how well this is going to go over for Shade Frost. The numbers game is just really too great at the moment. Being shoved towards Matt Hardy. Jeff Hardy going for a nice neck breaker there. Shade's definitely hurt. You see him clutching the back of his head. That, and he's been busted open, but then again, so has Matt Hardy, and Matt looks just fine at the moment. Matt Hardy with a side effect. This could be the beginning of the end. He's going for a pin here. 1, 2, 3. The side effect, that was enough to end it there. Shade Frost was hurt, so
yeah,
he didn't even have to go for the twist of fate at that point. Look at a little some highlights here. I'm pretty sure Shade Frost was fighting for more time than Dynamite was even in the match.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but Dynamite got a couple of those really big moves. He got hit by a couple of those really big moves. And when it comes from Matt and Jeff Hardy, that's all it takes to, get pinned. The Twist of Fate's a really strong move. The Swanton Bomb. That's finished some big men in the wrestling industry.
Yeah.
Matt and Jeff Hardy have secured a win over their sons, and that's I'm not going to say that's a huge step for them, but it made for a very entertaining match.
Yeah.
Especially because Hardy's 2.0 were trained by the Hardy Boys, and it adds another dynamic that we didn't really talk about. They know each other's moves pretty much, right, like the back of their hand. But that this was a good enough showing that I almost think that this could put the Hardys 2.0 into the title race.
Absolutely.
And and that's not to say some of the other teams couldn't either. The Mario Brothers actually beat the Hardy Boys last week, or in the last episode, in that steel cage match. Jeff Hardy with a well-deserved celebration here. Jeff looks a little bit hurt. Matt's trying to get him up to the corner, up to the second turnbuckle with him. The Hardy Boys are RFW Tag Team Champions with another very impressive win. This next match, we actually have two people that haven't been in RFW before. This should be very interesting. We have Ninja Brian fighting from Ninja Sex Party, and he's going to be facing Hercule from Dragon Ball Z. This should be really interesting. I'm not the biggest anime guy, so I don't know a ton about DBZ, but I do know that Hercule is supposed to be like one of the stronger human fighters in this.
Yes. In his world, he is the World Martial Arts Champion. He is the, as far as the Earth is concerned, the world's strongest person. He's the world champion. He's actually, according to them, because they don't know any better because it wasn't really televised, he's Earth's savior. They think he's the one that beat Cell and Boo. They really don't know Goku's feats. And as far as actual power levels go, he is definitely up there. For a little while in the Dragon Ball Z series, he was actually the last human alive.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in the Boo saga, Boo killed every other human on the planet except for Hercule.
Because weren't they friends at one point when Boo was still in the
right when
Big Boo?
When it was still
Majin Boo.
No, it was actually before it was Majin Boo. It was when it was just Boo, and then when it became Majin Boo is when Babidi, made Majin Buu become evil, and then so Majin Buu came out, and that was the Slimmer Buu, and then Kid Buu happened. But when it was Majin Buu killed every human on the planet except Hercule. Hercule was the last living human.
Hercule definitely looks like he's ready. Even punching a hole into his cape there. Hercule, I don't know how much that costs, but you probably don't want to do that every day. That could start, Oh, Ninja Brian looks very ready. Almost as if Danny had to hold him back or something. We're going to start this off. Ninja Brian starting off with a little bit of an arm bar. And, Hercule reversing it into his own. Of course, Hercule definitely has some experience in one-on-one combat. Ninja Brian is... he sort of has experience slaughtering people by the hundreds.
Yeah, if I had to say somebody had an advantage, I would definitely say Hercule, just for the fact that there's rules in this match, and Brian might be a little hesitant in the way that he fights, because he doesn't want to get disqualified by slaughtering him.
Yeah, like we can't have deaths in the RFW ring.
Right.
We can get close.
Yeah.
You may be crippled for the rest of your life, but gosh darn it, you're not gonna die. If you do, it's not gonna be televised. All right, you need to get your stuff together and at least die in the locker room. Okay.
Yeah. We will breathe for you and put you on a stretcher back in the locker
until
room.
you are away from cameras. Okay. But
if a camera catches you, that guy is fired.
He's fired, and he will probably die too. Ninja Brian's actually kind of on the receiving end of Hercule's attacks here, but it looks like he's coming back up, throwing Hercule out of the ring. After whatever we just went through there, that was a dark moment in our RFW catalog. But, excuse me, Ninja Brian being thrown back into the ring, elbow to the face by Hercule. Of course, Sir Daniel Sexbang managing Brian from the side. And the ref has every right to ban Danny from the side of the ring if you know, like last week we saw that was some Hercule showboating here. Like last week when we saw Bane managing the Joker in that match with Freddie Mercury,
Right.
Bane actually pulled the referee out of the ring during a count. That was a huge move by Ninja Brian. That pump handle, you know, back suplex. We have a cover here. That was only a 1 count. Hercule kicks out here. Ninja Brian with a little bit of a neck wrench here, and it looks like Hercule's fighting out of it. Big punch to the side of the abdomen here. Hercule flipping over, and a beautiful back suplex. Nice reversal by Ninja Brian, shoving Hercule away. Ninja Brian trying to figure out how to go about this here. Hercule's no slouch in a fight, but I mean, like we mentioned before, he's not, when you compare him to the other people in the DBZ universe, he's not exactly the greatest fighter, but, you know, it's a man versus man if you call Ninja Brian a man. Of course, he is a machine who practices theoretical physics.
Right.
Brian, very... Oh, nice move by Hercule. Well, is Brian going to tap here? I wouldn't say so, but that looked very painful, very painful stretch. What were you saying, Rick?
The thing about Hercule, you know, when you compare him to the others in the DBZ universe, you know, you're looking on the scale of enemies that can blow up the planet if they wanted to.
True.
So, but when you look at him in the style of fighting, like when he's in the World Martial Arts Tournament,
yeah.
He's very near fall here against Ninja Brian. But yeah, he knows how to fight. He knows his way around a ring.
Exactly.
Which, you know, Ninja Brian, if you're looking at sheer strength or even...
Very strong man.
Right. Or even sheer ability to fight, you know, Ninja Brian would slaughter Satan in a street fight.
Yeah, exactly. If this was like... just, yeah, a bar fight or something, he'd
right.
be dead. Like, as an example, in the well-documented and truly researched historical factual things of the Ninja Sex Party song, Party of Three, Danny, his girlfriend, and Brian went to a club with 300 people, and as the verse goes, there were 300 people in this club, Brian killed 297, so that leaves us with a party of 3.
Right.
So much blood. Just... Yeah. We can't even show it.
Like, I hear that they named a band after what he left on the dance floor.
I'm gonna have to ask you to never bring that group up again, Rit.
I'm sorry, Razor. I couldn't resist.
Yeah, limbs on the dance floor, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, limbs on the dance floor.
Let the bodies hit the floor, something like that.
Yeah, by a drowning pool.
You know that little known fact while we're on the topic of drowning pool. You know what a drowning pool is when like you drown on your own vomit?
I did not know that.
And one of the lead singers to Drowning Pool died via drowning pool?
That is so damn literal.
I was real impressed to hear that. I don't know why impressed.
Well, I thought, didn't the original guy die in a airplane accident? Like
maybe.
An airplane crash?
I know they've had 4.
Hercule with a huge back body drop.
They've had 4 lead singers and 3 of them have died. So
I think the current guy is Ryan McCombs from Soil. I do like Soil. Hercule with that definitely showing off here, doing a handstand while also having Brian in a headlock.
Hercule definitely knows how to please a crowd. That's kind of his MO. Even when he knows he's going to lose, and there was a very kind of a near fall, a 2 count for Hercule.
Oh,
kind of whiffs on a drop kick.
Big whiff. Brian back up to his feet. Brian with a very impressive just martial arts type throw there. It wouldn't be too far to guess that Brian probably has a little bit of judo experience.
Right.
You don't get to be a ninja without mastering some form of martial arts.
Right.
And as we all know, his most famous martial art, picking Danny up and throwing him just off random things.
Right.
Yeah, Danny Fu. Brian Fu. I'm gonna kill you. That's essentially. Setting up for another big back suplex from the top rope. That's a second one in less than a minute. That's a big hit. That could be it. Huge elbow drop by Hercule. And another huge elbow drop and a kip up from Hercule.
And again, some showboating. He just loves the crowd. Even if he thinks he's gonna lose, he's gonna be showing off to the crowd.
Exactly.
Here's a cover.
1, 2.
Kick out by Bryan at 2.
Wasn't as close as the other ones, but Bryan did manage to get a huge kick to the back by Hercule here. And another big elbow drop. Hercule throwing Bryan to the corner. Looks like Hercule's setting him up top again. Are we going to see another super back suplex?
It looks like that's what he's setting up for.
He definitely is. This is the third one. Oh! Ugh. Danny trying to, will Bryan on here, but I don't know how well that'll go. That's the third huge drop Bryan's taken. 2. He did kick out. Danny looking on from the side of the ring. That's another huge kick to the back here. Definitely seems to be what Hercule's targeting here, that back. Looks like he's going up for a suplex, but Bryan reverses into a suplex of his own. Very impressive strength and a very impressive reversal from Bryan. Bryan's setting up for something here. Oh, surprise roll up here. Is this going to be a 1, 2? Hercule reverses into a pin of his own, and that's a 2 count, almost a 3 there. That was very close. Huge hit from Hercule. And a huge DDT from Hercule. Ninja Bryan seems to be hurt. Ooh, big hit to the arm, and that's probably one of the places I would target Bryan more than anything. His arms.
Yeah.
A lot of his moves have been suplex based at the moment. Hercule with a big hit. Danny seems to be showing some negative emotion to that there. Hercule with a big body slam and then an elbow drop. Hercule definitely loving his elbow drops here.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's setting up for something, waiting for Bryan to get up. What are we going to see here? Oh, a huge kick to the side of the temple. That could be it. It's a big move that could definitely, that could just knock you unconscious.
Oh, come on.
Danny yelling at the referee, distracting him from a count. And that's exactly the thing that I was talking about Bane doing the other night. Not to the extreme that Bane did, but, still distracting the referee so Bryan could get back up and change pace in the match.
Still a dirty move, kind of using a distraction to give your kind of shift the momentum of the match. Bryan in control.
I'm not gonna say that it's definitely dirty, but you can't tell me that if you were managing your partner and something bad was happening, you wouldn't, try to give him the best advantage possible.
I suppose, yeah. There's a degree too. Usually to be a manager, you want to be there to root on. Root your teammate on, kind of be there to show support for your teammate, not necessarily
cheat. Yeah,
right.
Gotcha.
Right.
It's a pin attempt by Bryan. That was a 2 count, and Hercule kicked out. Bryan definitely looking tired right now. He needs to get a little bit of a breather, but also get the attack back onto Hercule. Oh, that was a fast move into a pinfall by Bryan. 2 count. And Hercule kicks out. Bryan definitely tired. Need to get a little bit of a breather here. Hercule sending Bryan out to the ring. This match has been no stranger to being outside of the ring. Hercule kind of just looking at Bryan and shaking his head a little bit. Not sure what that was about. Maybe Hercule isn't really respecting Bryan at the moment. Huge hit there. As we stated before, Hercule that was a huge knee to the face there. Hercule definitely a showboater, and definitely he can really be full of himself here. We're up to a 5 count, and back to that headlock. Killing time. We're up to a 6 count. Bryan's
really
on the ground.
This way?
Is Hercule really going to try and win by count out? Do you think Hercule feels really threatened by Ninja Brian?
It could be. I mean, this could be kind of a desperation move. He might feel...
We're up to a 9 count. Brian did get back in. Hercule with a taunt. Brian with a taunt himself. Hercule taunting again, though. And, shouldn't have done that. That one, Brian entertaining the thought the first time, but it did not go over well the second time.
Right.
Brian setting up here. His eyes just staring through Hercule, setting him up. What do we have here? Oh! Just landed on the top of his head. That could be it. Brian taunting now. What are you doing, Brian? Go for a... He's lifting it back up. I think that was a mistake. He should have went for a pin there. Because that was a huge move. Brian getting reversed. Reversal himself, flipping over Hercule. Goes to the ropes. Bounces under. Hit him with a nice elbow. I still think Brian's in the wrong here. I think he should have went for a pin after that huge suplex. Yeah. But we'll see.
He seems to be in control.
He does.
Maybe he just wants to punish Hercule for the disrespect he's been showing him.
Yeah, Hercule definitely has been showing that. Nice pin bridge there by Brian. Showing a little bit of wrestling finesse. Brian stalking Hercule. Huge hit. Hercule dodging with a big kick. Suplex was so hard it almost knocked the afro off of him. That's how you lost your afro, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that was not a fun day.
Bad match on your end.
A little bit.
Who do you think?
Bad match for my afro.
Yeah. I mean, you can only take so many DDTs before your hair starts falling out.
Right, which is unfortunate because it was a nice cushion.
It was very, that's some good strategy.
Yeah.
That might help Brian, that might help Danny, in his future matches.
Yeah.
Some cushions from those DDTs.
Right.
Who do you think's got the better afro, Hercule or Danny?
Oh, I have to go with the Sir Sex Bang. You can't argue with the Jufro.
The lusciousness of the Jufro.
I mean, that's not taking anything away from Hercule's fro. I'm just saying the Jewiness of the Sex Bang fro cannot be
I definitely understand.
Yeah.
I definitely understand. It's a very sexy fro.
Yes.
Very,
He definitely lives up to the name. Like, I believe the fro is 40% of the name Sex Bang.
Yeah, I mean, Sex Bang in French means fro.
Right.
Don't quote me on that. It's a theory. It's probably wrong. Hercule and Brian going back. Oh, a huge backbreaker. Hercule's down on the ground. That could have been the last bit of energy Hercule had left. He is getting up first, though. What are we going to see here? Another headlock, and even when he's tired, he's showboating here.
Yeah.
I think...
he always has energy to pander to the crowd.
I respect that he can do that, but I also think there comes a time where you need to focus on what's at hand.
Yeah.
Hercule's been hurt here. Hercule up top. This could be bigger. Huge leg drop. And I definitely think that was well worth it. It could have backfired very easily.
Yeah.
Brian could have moved. He could have landed wrong. It could have hurt Hercule himself. But here we have Hercule sending Brian to the corner, throwing him down. Hercule going back up again here. Is he going to be able to hit twice here? That's 2 leg drops in a row. And, Hercule's probably what? At least 250?
I'd say at least, yeah.
At least 250, going from the top rope. That can cause some damage, especially going right across the neck. But, Brian, not one to give up. Huge stomp, knocked him down with that shoulder block. Huge elbow drop from Brian. I'm impressed that Hercule's still been able to go. He looked completely... Oh! There's another huge suplex. Hercule looked like from that suplex he did where he just landed right on the top of his head.
Yeah.
He looked out of it. Like, I'm impressed that he came back after that.
I'm impressed he kicked out.
Because that was another huge suplex. Definitely Ninja Brian. Oh! Oof. Just almost just a slap there. Hercule with a huge DDT. Brian clutching at his head there.
I think his mask could be a little damp. Maybe he got busted open.
It's very possible. That was a huge shining wizard as well. I am seeing the blood now, Rick. Brian has been busted open, probably from that huge DDT. And there's another big backbreaker, just sending Brian ragdolling, essentially.
And there's Danny arguing with the ref again.
I was wondering why the ref wasn't counting. Danny's yelling at the ref. Like, I almost think the ref should probably, dismiss Danny from the side of the ring. But he's showing a little bit of, what's the word? Restraint here. Maybe giving Danny one more chance. Brian is up top here. What is the referee telling, Hercule to get down? And, what athleticism from Hercule. That was a backflip from the top rope, almost like a side slam there. Big stomp to the gut. I think Brian's hurt here. What are we going to see here? Brian being lifted up. Hercule went for something, but he got reversed into a Russian leg sweep. Very impressive counter from Brian. We have a pinfall here. 1-2. He kicked out.
Wow.
These guys aren't quitting. They have a lot of fight in them.
Yeah.
Brian back to his feet. Hercule back to his feet.
Whoever loses this match, there is no shame in it. Both of these superstars showed up today.
Yeah, they showed up to fight, and that's what they've been getting. Brian standing up from that, that wrenching arm. Looks like he might be a little bit hurt there. Oh, he just... Oh! Ooh. Out of nowhere. The same move from before. I'm going to say that's probably it. If he does go for a pinfall this time. 1, 2... That was it.
That's the end of it.
And I think that if he would have pinned the first time, that probably would have been it too. But I don't know why Brian didn't go for that. It could have saved him a lot of pain.
I think he just wanted to teach Hercule a lesson. Hercule was showboating the entire match and was really just a little disrespectful at some points. I think
that is true.
I think Brian just let the emotion get the better of him, and he just wanted to dish out more punishment.
Brian not known to have too much self-control when it comes to the anger department, so that theory could be very much correct. I'd like to hear Danny and Brian's thoughts after this match if I can get a word with them. But that was a very good match. Hercule and Ninja Brian came to fight, and they put up a fight, and I'm excited to see what they go for in the future.
Yeah.
I think Brian could be a very good candidate for or Hercule even, could be a very good candidate for the Punisher Championship.
Yeah.
And right now, Fang sort of has his hands busy with the one, the only Angry Video Game Nerd.
Right.
And we have a match tonight with them. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. It's going to be like a little bit of a preview of Battleground coming in the next couple of weeks. So Brian ended up winning with that huge suplex. I don't even know what to call that, but it was like a half Nelson type choke, and just throwing him right onto the top of his head. Brian celebrating like he should. All right, so now here on RFW, we're gonna find out our number one contender for the Divas Championship, which we crowned last week.
Right.
Last week we crowned Amy Pond as our Divas Champion. She was the last diva to be thrown, well, not to be thrown over the top rope in that battle royal we had last week.
Right. That is correct.
That is indeed correct.
These are facts.
No scripts in RFW. We have Jill Valentine coming into the ring here, and she looks intense, just like she did in the Battle Royal, and but that didn't get her very far. I don't remember how far she got in, to be honest. I know the very first person that was eliminated was Tifa, which was sort of I was gonna say. This is a no disqualifications match, by the way. So we have a number one contenders match. We have Jill Valentine, and Spider-Gwen's gonna come up next. She's definitely Spider-Gwen is definitely the tallest diva we have, the biggest diva, and that can add a lot of advantages when And a lot of, height advantages are one of the biggest things in sports entertainment industry, what we're doing now.
Especially among the divas.
Yes, because realistically, most divas are a bit shorter than your average superstar. And Spider-Gwen could probably stand up to, probably she's a little taller than the Joker, but not quite hitting Bane.
Right.
Because Bane's probably pushing like 6'6" or something like that.
Yeah.
Spider-Gwen as well looks very, very focused. She made it all the way. I think it was Amy Pond and Spider-Gwen.
I believe you're right.
So she almost had her chance to be the Divas champion, but she lost it. Here we have Harley Quinn. Of course, nothing to. She's definitely the short woman in the match, but she should not be taken lightly.
Absolutely.
They actually, They also just released the next Suicide Squad trailer.
Yes.
So I'm super excited for that, and of course, you can't watch it without mentioning the music. Our own Freddie Mercury. Bohemian Rhapsody was the score for that trailer. It was very interesting. It looks like they're going to be focusing a little bit. At least with that trailer's editing, it makes it look out to have a bit more of a comedic edge to it, which I wouldn't be surprised, Will Smith, of course, looks very cool in it. I'm going to be excited. I think Jared Leto's going to be a good Joker, so
yeah,
I'm very excited for that. But, Deadpool comes out next month.
Right.
I'm also excited. This whole year is just filled with comic book movies, and I'm stoked.
Yeah.
What do we have? We have, we have Deadpool.
Doctor Strange,
Batman vs. Superman.
Right.
That's going to be a big one. Captain America: Civil War.
Right. I'm super excited for Civil War.
I thought there was more, or at least Suicide Squad. So I mean, those are the big five.
Right.
But here we have a Spider-Gwen and Jill Valentine going after Harley Quinn. Not really what I expected, but that was like a double team move.
I think Harley might have gotten her knees up, Jill kind of holding her stomach.
Yeah, I mean, I think she landed on her. Like, it wasn't as much as Harley getting her knees up, but, Jill landed on her knees anyway. So, while it probably still hurt Harley, it also probably didn't feel good for Jill either.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn going after Gwen Stacy. Jill keeps whiffing. Huge elbow drop by Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn doing that for some reason. Now she's going to leave the ring. Joining in front of us here at the announce table. Harley just threw a bat into the ring. This could mean very bad things for all of the combatants here.
Yeah.
Whoever grabs a hold of that bat. Harley, swinging for the fences. 2 huge hits. The first one hit both Jill and Gwen. Jill up on her feet, and Gwen was able to kick out. Huge kick to the back of Gwen Stacy. Huge kick to Harley, and we can definitely see the height advantages of Jill and Gwen Stacy here.
Yeah.
Harley, a very small woman. That's definitely a disadvantage in some areas. Armbar by Jill Valentine, and Gwen breaking it up. Of course, you can win by submission or pinfall, of course. Gwen pulling the hair of Jill Valentine, slamming her to the ground. Huge kick by Harley Quinn. Who do you think in this match has a bit of an advantage? That was a huge spine buster. Very impressive strength from Harley.
Sorry, what were you saying, Razor?
Advantages.
You'd think that you might think that I would think that Jill and Gwen might have an advantage with their height, but with this being no DQ, I actually give the advantage to Harley.
I can definitely see your reasoning there.
Yeah.
Especially like we saw, she just went, Gwen just a huge knee to the side of the head. But I can see what you mean,
Yeah.
Harley's, one of her preferred weapons is a bat or a huge hammer.
Right.
But
I think even though Jill is covering Gwen, I think Gwen and Jill both had that mindset, which is why they kind of went after Harley at the beginning.
Yeah, I can see that. But they seem to have disbanded that train of thought now, going for a straight triple threat here. Gwen going after Jill, throwing her to the corner, following it up with a snap suplex. Very impressive. Quick move by Gwen. Gwen going after Harley Quinn. Float over neck breaker. Another nice move. Performed with great finesse.
Now a cover.
Of course, Jill breaking it up.
Yep.
Jill going out to the outside.
Looking for a new weapon.
Oh, we have a chair now. A chair and a bat are in the ring. Jill stalking her opponents. Oh! That one hit both of them. Huge hit. I would definitely say... Oh, big knee by Harley Quinn. I would definitely say outside of Harley Quinn, Jill would probably have the biggest mean streak so far. Very intense coming onto the ring. Very focused, especially with those chair hits. Ooh! I don't know what that was, but it looked effective. It was sort of like a modified big boot. Big moonsault by Jill Valentine going into a standing... That was... Yeah, it was a standing moonsault. Going into a pin. It was broken up by Harley. Harley throwing Jill to the corner. Irish whip, not the corner, but the ropes. Big drop kick. Very impressive. So far, I think any of these three... Modified Russian leg sweep there, going directly into a pin from Gwen. Looked pretty confident. Maybe she thought that could have gotten a 3, even though Harley was still standing. What was I saying? I think all three... That was a huge throw by Harley. I keep getting distracted. I think all three of these divas could pose a true threat to Amy.
Yeah.
I mean, Amy made it to the end. Oh, that was a big bomb type move there. Jill going up top. What are we gonna see here? Oh, that was like a moon stomp.
Yeah.
Like she completed the moonsault and stomped on Harley. I'm impressed that Harley's still standing. That was huge. Big bulldog by Harley Quinn. Really shows the fight that Harley has. Another huge spine buster, especially to Gwen, even bigger than Jill, taller than Jill, I mean. And spine busters can go a long way getting you into a match. Harley going for a knee. Gwen gets out of the way. Jill sort of just standing there. Big elbow by Gwen there. And just a big couple of strikes by Jill Valentine. Jill throwing Gwen. And, oh, super kick. That can definitely take the wind out of your sails and a few teeth out of your mouth there. What do we have here? Going for another pin. Harley breaks it up as expected. Big backbreaker. Harley looks like she's setting up for something here. But Gwen seemed to reverse it. That was a... Jill did not bend as a human should there. That was a pretty sharp bend to the back. Harley setting up again. Maybe she can actually finish her move. Oh, nope. Jill interrupting it with a big DDT. Harley. Neck snap there. Very powerful move. Very strong. What is Harley doing here? Harley with a big swing and very, very impressive strength by Quinn. All the blood rushing to Jill's head from that move and slamming her to the ground. That can definitely disorient you. Give you a massive migraine. All the blood rushing to your head. Most people might look at that and say, "Oh, well, whatever." But like when you actually think about the implications of it, it can definitely mess with you in a match.
Right. You can completely mess up your equilibrium and everything.
Makes you really dizzy, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Jill taunting Gwen, going after Harley Quinn, trying to set up for something, decided to go for a pin instead, but Jill, of course, breaking it up. You know, this goes for the same type of setup as our first match. When there's more than one opponent you have to deal with, you have to make sure you deal with both opponents before you try and go for a pin or submission or in general. Harley looks to be going up top. What are we going to see here? Nothing. She got back down. Guess she thought better of it. Gwen now going up top in a tornado DDT with a sick impact to Jill Valentine. Huge chair shot hitting both women by Harley Quinn. Harley now going after Jill with another chair shot, getting out of the way that second time. Huge to the gut. Harley Quinn definitely showing some frustration here, and a chair shot's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you take a chair shot, it's going to hurt, and it's not. That's another spine buster to Gwen. Spine buster, that huge move, going for a pin here. Jill was up, though. Harley must not have noticed, didn't even get a count there. Now they're both going after Gwen. Jill, huge Hurricane Rana, almost Frankensteiner-like.
Jill is really kind of the opportunist in this match. She's the one, they haven't really been double teaming her.
Move.
She's been double teaming with the other two.
That was a big move by Harley. Looks like Harley used most of her energy there. What are we going to see here? Harley trying to get some breath. Both Gwen and Jill are down. Gwen's getting back up. Going for a pin. Can they get it before? Oh, nope. Gwen didn't get there. Gwen got there in time, I should say. Good for Gwen, bad for Harley. Gwen setting up for something here. Oh, just huge headbutts. That can cause a lot of pain to you and your opponent, but it looks like Jill took the brunt of that pain. Jill being moved to her stomach. What are we going to see here? Gwen setting up. A huge knee just to the side of the head. Harley, big reverse DDT. Harley has that chair again. Come on, Harley. Don't...
That is just steel on flesh.
Yeah. Harley going up top. Jill lifting up Gwen now. Probably messing up Harley's plan here. Jill with a huge move. I think she almost landed on that chair. Maybe she did. Huge backbreaker by Harley. Harley has the chair again. Come on, Harley. You don't need to keep getting that chair. That's 2 hits to Jill. 3 hits to Jill.
I can't believe Jill is still conscious.
Harley setting up for something here. Big kick to the gut. And just like that modified face buster. And did you see that? Gwen went for the pin there instead of Harley. Harley's not going to let that fly. Good like opportunistic presence by Gwen, but Gwen back up, and I'm pretty sure Jill actually kicked out of that. Gwen with a big kick to Jill, and what is... Oh, a sickening backbreaker by Harley Quinn. Harley has that chair again, and another huge hit to Jill, and then followed up by another one. And Harley Quinn, I think... Oh, she just slapped Gwen. And followed up by a huge stomp. I think Harley has the advantage, but she needs to make sure both are down. That's another spine buster. Definitely seems to be Harley's favorite move by far in this match. She's definitely given both opponents at least 2 spine busters. Gwen setting up for a package DDT. Harley's not moving. You have a pinfall, 1, and Jill broke it up. You set up Jill with a crucifix armbar, going for a pin, broken up by Harley Quinn. How are we going to end this match? Jill going after Gwen. Harley seems to be going after Jill. Gwen reverses into a nice back suplex. Now Gwen's got the chair. Oh! Just a straight headshot with that chair. Harley Quinn's down, and now Gwen's giving Harley a taste of her own medicine. Hit Jill with that last swing. Harley Quinn's back up. Huge headbutt, and that's 3 in a row. Gwen seems to be a little tired. Jill stirring, getting back up. What are we going to see here? Gwen standing up Harley. Another one of those modified Russian leg sweeps we saw earlier. Gwen with a pin. Didn't even get to a 1 count before Jill broke it up.
You know, Jill was just kind of looking on, taking a breather.
You know, and that's smart. Harley's been beating the ever-loving crap out of them with, you know, chairs and bats almost this whole match. Gwen with a huge hit on Harley. Harley's not moving, or at least not much. What is Jill going to do to try and capitalize here? Gwen is up top. That's a huge hit. Oh, no. We saw this earlier. We saw Matt do this to Dynamite earlier tonight.
On, don't do
Not
it.
another one. Oh! It's another hit. Yeah, Gwen seems... I wouldn't be surprised if Gwen was unconscious, but Jill just standing her back up, that's probably not what I would have gone with. Big neck breaker. Beautiful execution by Jill. And that was I'm impressed by these divas. They're definitely bringing a fight here. Harley throwing Gwen in, and Harley's just choking Jill on the apron there. Harley taking a little bit of a breather. How is Harley going to try and capitalize here? Gwen is still not moving at the outside. Looks like Harley's setting up for another move here. Jill, I suppose, reversed it. What do we have here? Jill with a nice arm breaker. Gwen back in the ring. Gwen with a...
Ugh. That did not look pretty.
No. I don't know how Jill is getting up quicker than Gwen is, but is this going to be a third one of these It is a third face buster to Jill Valentine. And of course, you know, Gwen was there. Harley needs to have better awareness of what's going on here. Gwen with a... Oh! That's the second one Harley has taken in this match. That like backpack type DDT. 2, Jill broke it up at the last second. All these hits are probably getting to Jill. Jill's moving very slowly. Misses with a kick to Gwen, but she does hit with that. Oh! Almost that reverse DDT type move. Harley, 2, 3. Harley was up, but she didn't. She wasn't able to break it up. Our new number 1 contender is Jill Valentine,
and that should be an amazing match. When it happens, Jill versus Amy. I'm already looking forward to that match.
Yeah, and that's going to happen at Battleground. But that was very impressive. I thought that could go any. You know, all 3 of these women were hitting huge moves, strong moves. Just, you know, Harley Quinn with those spine busters and those modified face busters.
Yeah.
She gave, you know, Jill 3 of those face busters, and each one took a couple of spine busters from Harley Quinn. Not to mention all of those chair shots.
Yeah. And of course the superplex out of the ring, a lot of different shots outside of the ring, and of course that shot that you and I were both surprised that she was able to get up. That move that Spider-Gwen, you know, almost kind of like a suplex that kind of made her land on the back of her head.
Yeah.
Looked devastating, but, you know, she still was able to come out the winner of this match.
Yeah, indeed. So Jill is our new number 1 contender. And do you think Amy should... I think... I would be surprised if Amy was not nervous. Like, Jill... Like, all 3 of these combatants, like, I think Amy should definitely be looking out. Like, watching her back.
I think Amy, she's going to have a match for herself, and I think no matter who would have won, that would have been the case. I think she was nervous in any way, you know. I'm not sure how many people really expected her to win that Battle Royal.
That is true.
So, her first actual official match will be, I believe, will be a title shot, unless we see her next week.
Indeed.
And so when we actually get to see her fight in the ring for a pinfall, it should be an interesting match.
And now we have a returning face to RFW. We have Marshall Mathers himself, Eminem, And he looks to be a lot more serious than we saw him last in RFW. He's not out with his microphone rapping along. Very serious coming to the ring.
You know, we've been seeing this a lot from a lot of our superstars that were in the last run. Just this kind of serious tone that they've been taking. You know, a lot of them weren't very happy with their performances in the last run of RFW.
Indeed.
And they have something to prove here. They saw that they had the opportunity in this new run, and they want to take it and run with it. And a lot of these people have a lot to prove, and Eminem is definitely one of them.
Yeah, Eminem was very impressive in our last run, making it pretty far into the hardcore tournament. I believe he pulled out a win over either Michael or Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5, and that is a very impressive feat. Either way, Eminem very serious coming out of the ring, and his opponent is actually a fellow music artist. We have Drake.
Mr. Hotline Bling himself.
Indeed. Drake's is going to be making his way to the ring. Of course, made his breakthrough in Degrassi.
Right.
Never seen it.
You know, I'd be lying if I told you that I had.
Really? So you haven't seen Degrassi either?
No.
I almost figured you might have.
I mean, I watched the channel, so I've seen commercials, but
yeah, I've seen recent commercials. I'm like, this seems really stupid.
Yeah, that was the gist of what I got from it. From the people that I knew that did watch it said, yeah. Don't know why I watch it, but I do. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna be one of those people.
Well, of course, Drake played a character in a wheelchair, and of course, you know, his legs work now. So that's a miracle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drake, of course, he did start from the bottom. And by
now
bottom,
he's here.
He is here. I don't know what that tells us about his music career, but he is here now.
Right.
And by started from the bottom, I mean he started from a middle-class Jewish family in Canada.
Right.
So that's almost like homeless under a bridge. I mean, nice house and you were on a TV show. Definitely from the bottom. Definitely.
Yeah. The bottom of what? I'm not entirely sure.
Not entirely sure, but you start from the bottom of somewhere.
Maybe the bottom of his work boots or his crew cut jeans.
Maybe. Eminem going right to Drake, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of a rivalry already sort of brewing here. I don't follow Drake's music that much, so I don't know if there's any beef as the kid, or throwing shade, as the kids say these days.
Throwing shade, isn't that what Jeff and Matt did earlier?
Yes.
Along with Dynamite, it was shade.
But I'm talking about more of the expression,
right,
as throwing shade,
right,
between Drake and Eminem. But of course, you know, two different music artists. There's definitely going to be a little bit of competition there,
right,
in general. And now they're going to, you know, see who's the better fighter at least. And it's definitely going back and forth so far.
You know, Eminem from the famous 8 Mile. You know,
which is somewhere, Detroit, I believe.
Right. I was talking the movie, which definitely took place wherever 8 Mile is.
Yes.
But there was some battling there, or so I've heard.
I've seen bits and pieces of 8 Mile. From what I've seen, I've liked it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen much of it. That was a very nice combo by Drake. Now, I am not much of a Drake fan. I don't listen to much Drake. The huge move, sending Eminem flying. Literally the only thing I know from Drake is started from the bottom and Hotline Bling. Neither of which are great songs.
Right.
At all.
I heard that he had decent songs earlier in his career and then sort of sold out a little. You know,
Gotcha.
When Lil Wayne came and said, why don't you make a song with us?
Gotcha. I wish I could do a Lil Wayne impression, but I can't speak lizard.
This is true. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. It's your fault. Drake was a solo artist when Bush was still in office. Thanks, Obama. Eminem has Drake in an arm hold here. Like I said earlier, it's been pretty back and forth. They've been trading blows. Could Drake come back from this, sending Eminem into the corner? huge, just like forearm. Eminem's head wrenching back a little bit there. But yeah, definitely when it comes to music, I'm more of a fan of Eminem than I have been Drake. Oh man, that was a really beautiful suplex here. Drake is setting up for something here. What are we gonna see? A little bit of a front flip. Oh, he went for the big clothesline, but Eminem reversed.
Yeah.
He caught him, telegraphed it. Can Marshall come back from it? Drake with a really nice back suplex there.
He's looking a little winded.
You know, I don't think he has much. Not saying that he doesn't have the stamina, but I don't know how often he would go out and partake in physical activities such as this on a regular basis. So he might be lacking a little bit in the stamina department, but it'll build up. Eminem kicked at it too. Drake with a huge hit just to the temple. Bit of aggression here. Drake definitely letting out a little bit of anger. Rolls him over. What are we going to see here? Looks like he's... We saw Hercule do this to Ninja Brian a little earlier. This weird chin lock thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely painful. I wouldn't want to be in it. Nice snapmare getting out of that by Eminem. Big hit. Another big hit followed by a third hit. Drake's on his back. Eminem setting up here. Got reversed into a hip toss. Drake... We're gonna see here. Drake is setting up for this. Ooh, that was impressive. That was like a neck breaker suplex at the same time. 2. Drake a little bit of showboating. Hey, but I'm impressed. I can't do the splits. Those are 3 really big hits. 2, and a kick out from Eminem. Drake looks a little bit confused here. Maybe if you would have done the splits a little deeper. Setting up here. Oh! Spin around like a cutter there.
Looking like he's trying to set up again.
He's definitely setting up for that move again. Front flip. Oh! Huge clothesline. That had quite a bit of impact.
Now going for
1,
cover,
2, and a 3 count.
That's the end of it.
It's almost like a front flip clothesline from hell from Drake. That was very impressive. A bit of a short match too. I guess Eminem's showing a little bit of ring rust here, but that was he got pegged with a couple really big moves.
Yeah.
That clothesline, that combo where he did the splits. I can't do the splits, so I'm envious. But that was a very impressive match by Drake.
Indeed it was. And Marshall, he really put up a fight as well. I'm sure he's disappointed with his performance here tonight, but he got a couple good shots in there.
Definitely. And see that move again here. From a different angle this time. A little front flip and a big move that you could definitely see more of the impact there. And then the 1, 2, 3 after that. So Drake has officially has his first win in RFW, and definitely looks excited about it. Marshall Mathers, Eminem going back to the locker room with his first loss in a little while, but he'll most likely come back.
Yeah,
of course. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, we have a little bit of a preview. It's not an Extreme Rules match. It is a Falls Count Anywhere match between Angry Video Game Nerd and our Punisher champion, Fang.
Right.
Angry Video Game Nerd, of course, looking ready as ever. He won the number 1 contenders match last week. It was between Deadpool, Alpha Step, and Michael Myers. Very impressive showing. A lot of weapons being used. He did manage to pick up the win from Alpha Step after a few really big kicks to the chest.
Yeah.
Not too surprising. If you kick someone in the chest, that could collapse. knock the wind out of you, really disorient you.
Right.
Which apparently every move does, according to us. It's just everything. But, you know, it was enough to get the win over Alpha Step, and it was definitely impressive. I thought it was a really good match, and we haven't heard from Alpha Step since then. He seems to take it a little bit personally.
Yeah. He's really hit the gym. He's really been training a lot more.
He's been trying.
I think he really wants to come back from it.
And here we have Fang, our Punisher champion. Going into the ring. Do you think Fang is sort of a? I mean, this match will help him do this. Of course, he's probably trying to feel AVGN out a little bit. I don't believe they fought. They fought once in that triple threat tables match with Alpha Step.
Yeah, and
that was a very impressive showing. He put Alpha Step and AVGN through the table at the same time because AVGN was laying on the table. And he threw Alpha Step onto AVGN. That was a very impressive win, and I loved that. But you know, we were gone for a while. We're back. Fang looks a lot. You know, he's aged a little bit. He seems to be a bit more mature, both in action and physique. But AVGN looks ready as ever, and both of these guys are definitely ready for a fight here.
Yeah.
Our main event tonight is actually we're actually going to see our RFW champion for the first time. He wasn't here. He wasn't here last week, but we'll have a confirmation on who his opponent is. We don't really know yet. I think he's actually he did put out a little bit of a word that he's accepting an open challenge tonight.
Okay.
For any match type with anyone in the locker room. So.
We'll see who takes it and what they choose.
Yeah, we'll see who he takes on tonight. But first, we have AVGN and Fang. AVGN backing Fang. I'm showing a little bit of a power game here. Maybe trying to show, hey, Fang, this is my yard now.
Yeah.
Okay? I've been champion before. I'm going to be champion again.
Yeah.
If we could get the ref's ass out of the shot, it would help quite a bit. Camera guy, we fired your buddy last week because he had the camera in the rope. Let's not do the same to you. You have a family to feed.
Right.
You don't want to have to sell your daughter to child labor.
Right. We're gonna let you off though because that ref has a nice ass.
Beautiful.
Right. It's not a
beautiful,
rope. It's just
beautiful
firm,
piece of ass.
Just
Fang and AVGN going after each other. And AVGN winning this little bout of a power move. AVGN getting reversed.
Camera guy, I'm sorry. It is nice, but you gotta focus on the match, buddy.
Focus on the match. Referee, stop getting in front of the camera guy. This has to be a co-op effort. AVGN with a very impressive arm drag here. And a little bit of showboating to the crowd afterward. Now AVGN, we know he's not immune to showboating. He likes to put on a good show just like everybody else.
Right.
This is Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualifications, and it looks like AVGN is ready to take that into consideration, making his way towards Fang. Making his way towards Fang with a chair. Why does Fang have a ladder? He did hit him. That was a very big hit. Hit him to the in the back of the head there, throwing the chair. Fang. Okay, AVGN tripped over the ladder, I guess. I don't think he was anywhere near it, but I'm gonna let him off on a hook. Let him off the hook here. Reversing big elbow to Fang, setting up for a beautiful neck breaker. AVGN going after the arms. Going after the arms here. Where are we going with it? Big hit by AVGN. Went for a combo there, but did not go through. A combo by Fang in return. It's right hand after huge clothesline. Not as much padding there, as you can see. We're getting really close to the entrance ramp here, and that's made out of pure metal. So they get any further, these moves are gonna start having a bit more impact.
Yeah.
And this is the implications of a Falls Count Anywhere match. Huge spine buster by AVGN. Big kick to the gut. And another big kick to Fang. We are officially out on the entrance ramp here. Big neck breaker. AVGN looks hurt. I wouldn't put it past him. And slamming his arm against that the metal entrance ramp. 1, 2. AVGN does kick out at 2. These guys are definitely putting up a fight here. Big elbow after big elbow after big elbow to the neck and shoulder area. AVGN looks like he's kind of hurt here. Fang bringing a fight here. Ooh. Nice leg breaker by Fang. And Fang knows what he's in for. He's fought AVGN before. But, it's been a while. Ring rust can set in. Fang did have Fang was in the last episode, wasn't he? I believe.
I think.
I can't remember. This is bad. Dementia
did he face the Doctor?
He did. That's what it was. The Doctor and Fang had a really good match.
Right.
Very impressive. And Doctor's not here. Big clothesline by AVGN. Oh, AVGN looks like he's setting up for something already. Are we going to see a stunner? Fang caught him. Fang catches him and knocks him to the ground. And now Fang's setting up for something. Maybe that Falcon arrow, that Falcon drop we've seen him go for against the Doctor. And AVGN
reversing that.
These guys are telegraphing each other's moves very effectively here.
Just so familiar with each other.
Yeah, big body slam by Fang. You have another pin here. All these moves on the entrance ramp are, they're going to cause more and more problems the longer it goes. Big kick by Fang. But yeah, the Doctor and Fang had a very impressive match last show.
Yeah.
The Doctor really stepped up his game since we saw him last. Probably, was studying his opponent a lot more. Big hit by Fang. Big stomp by Fang. It's no disqualifications, but I would like to see these guys get back into the ring. All these hits are getting more and more painful each time. AVGN barely having the energy to, stay up there. We're over by ringside now. 1. And a kick out at 1. And more elbows to the neck and shoulder area. And another hit to the arm. Fang is bringing it to AVGN. Do you think Fang's going to actually pull out a win here?
He's definitely in control right now. I think AVGN still has some fight in him to where I don't really think I could say yet. I don't think it's... I'm not really calling this, but...
Yeah.
Fang is definitely in control. Elbow.
And yeah, it has... But for the most part, the match has been back and forth. But now it seems that Fang is, taking control. He's winning that... that tug of war I was talking about earlier. And even more elbows. That arm's got to be hurting AVGN by now. And I'm pretty sure that's the arm he uses for the stunner, which is probably a good strategy for Fang. AVGN with a nice trip there. Where are we going to see next? Getting a little bit of a breather. That's probably a smart move. Oh, we got a roll up here. Can we get a pin? 1, 2. Fang did kick out. We rarely see AVGN go for a roll up like that. Maybe he's feeling a little bit of pressure from our Punisher champion. And there's a second one. 1, 2. And again he kicks out. The roll up pins are so much harder to get out of than just your normal, lateral press pin. Oh, stunner out of nowhere. And AVGN stunner out of nowhere. Is that enough to put Fang away here? 1, 2. He kicked out. AVGN can't believe it. I can't either. That's AVGN's angry, but of course he is. The angry video game nerd himself is angry. But I can see why. AVGN looking for something. I think Fang's bleeding.
It would appear that way.
And AVGN very familiar with a kendo stick. In our last run, he used to come out with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
So he knows how to use that as a weapon. Another 2 count. AVGN getting even more frustrated here.
AVGN is starting to wondering what he has to do to put Fang away.
Just a couple huge hits. And a running bulldog as well. You know, Fang's taking a stunner. He's taking some kendo stick shots. I don't know what... Oh, slamming onto our announcer table. Come on, guys. Let's get away from here. This table's expensive. We don't need someone to come out and fix it after this match if you guys do something to it. AVGN with a little bit of a headlock releasing Fang here. Fang setting up for the... Yeah, he set up for the Falcon Arrow. Here we go. 2.
AVGN.
Again, kicking out.
A near fall. Oh.
Nice read. We have another pinfall attempt. 2. And Fang kicking out here. AVGN's just losing more and more, you know, energy each time he's, you know, and Fang is too. But Fang setting up for a... Oh, that was a big backbreaker. AVGN's feet getting a little caught up on our table here. 2 count and a kick out. Same boat. Fang's getting a little frustrated as well. Both of these men have been taking huge hit after huge hit. What do we got to do to finish this match? Huge reversal by Fang. Or big reversal by Fang. Probably not constituted as huge, but impressive nonetheless.
Another kick out at 2.5.
An RFW crowd getting into it, cheering on their favorite superstar, whoever it may be. Big kick to Fang. AVGN trying to grab the rope and pull a little harder. Fang with a headlock here, letting AVGN go. Now, AVGN responding with just a huge hit, and a huge hit from Fang as well. And, you know, there's another one, and a huge knee. Another huge knee. Just a great combo by Fang. AVGN slamming Fang into the announcer table. Looks like AVGN setting up for something here. Are we going to get... We're going to see another one. Another stunner. Big kick and and another stunner. That could be it. It was a huge hit. AVGN going for the pin. This could do it. 2. No, that's a 2 and a 3.
And there it is.
That stunner was enough to end it, you know. That does a lot of damage. I was impressed that Fang kicked out of the first one.
Yeah.
Let alone the second one.
After all of that punishment that was dealt
Indeed,
to both superstars.
Yeah, especially all that time spent out on the entrance ramp.
Yeah.
Every slam, you know, caused more and more damage each time. Very impressive showing by both of these men. I'm very excited for their match at Battleground.
Yeah.
So AVGN pulls out a win, and actually, Rick, I'm being told right now that somebody has accepted Will Goodnight's open challenge.
All right.
And go ahead, it's going to be a last man standing match, and Bane.
All right.
Bane has accepted Will Goodnight's open challenge, so that's going to be our main event for the night.
This should be a good match.
Very good match. We saw Bane in the last episode managing for the Joker. Now, the Joker's not going to be allowed at ringside here because it could just no disqualifications in a last man standing match.
Right.
It could just easily turn into a handicap. But, you know, Bane is a very large individual, very strong, and but, you know, so is Will Goodnight. So this is going to be a very interesting main event for us tonight. We haven't seen Will Goodnight since with our first episode. He wasn't there. He didn't show up, and which was sort of unfortunate. I'm sure a lot of people were excited to see our champion. Big superstar, still undefeated technically.
Yeah.
So this could be interesting. Bane coming out to the ring, looking very intense. As we said, Joker is not going to be allowed at ringside, but I'm sure Joker and Harley Quinn are looking from the locker room, cheering Bane on. Bane, very intense. The crowd, I'm not sure the crowd knows what to expect here tonight.
Yeah.
This crowd excited for this main event match. And here we hear the all too familiar music of our RFW champion.
And the crowd
seems to be very excited,
to say the least.
Almost a standing ovation for our champion. We didn't see him last week. Large as ever, intimidating as ever. Belt seems to be a little strange. We might have to fix that. Not a huge deal though. Will Goodnight returning to the RFW ring.
Will Goodnight being a little ruthless. Looks like he's smashed his championship probably into a couple people's heads.
Probably on his way to the ring, and so bad that he couldn't even fasten in the back.
Yeah.
So he's probably like super glued it to his trench coat.
Right.
We'll get him a new championship as soon as possible. Will Goodnight looking very intense, just staring Bane down already from the outside the ring. Do you think Bane is intimidated?
I'm not sure. You know, Will Goodnight is definitely, I would say, hands down, our most intimidating superstar in the locker room right now. Maybe, you know, the only one coming close to him being Ninja Bryan, just with his death stare.
Yeah, when it comes to, you know, Will Goodnight's eyes and same with Bryan's, their eyes are just pierced through you.
Right. And so, but even saying that, you know, I believe everybody back there is intimidated, except for maybe Bane. I'm not sure if there's anything that can intimidate.
Bane just staring across the ring. Will Goodnight looks like he's ready for a fight. Match is underway. Will Goodnight immediately going under the attack, sending Bane into the corner and a huge forearm to the back, followed up by a second one. Big kick and a chop. I will say if there was any time for Bane to be intimidated, it would be right now, after, you know, Will going right after him. But I do think you're correct in saying that Bane probably isn't intimidated. Bane's gone up against the Batman, you know, and Batman is a very intimidating guy, especially. He still is on the roster. We haven't seen him yet.
Right.
I'm very excited to see Batman. Bane backing Will Goodnight up to a corner, and now Will Goodnight backing Bane up into the corner as well. Not to be outdone. Both of these men very, very strong. Will Goodnight offering a clean break as well. A bit of a surprise. I figured at least one of them would kind of take the cheap shot, but, you know.
Maybe we're seeing a little bit of respect from these two?
Maybe, maybe not, or maybe Will Goodnight was just, oh, well, there we go. There's the cheap shot. Big hit. Didn't seem to phase Bane, though. Just...
The power of Bane.
Oh,
wow.
Bane. Oh, and a second one. Bane with a stalling, wow. That was a lot of... Bane, very, very strong. Very strong.
Will Goodnight is not a light man. And to lift him in the air and do squats... Very impressive show from Bane.
Indeed, Will Goodnight, Bane outside of the ring, I mean. This is the last man standing match. The purpose of this match is to basically render your opponent unconscious.
Right.
So that they cannot get up within the allotted 10 seconds. That was a huge move by Bane. Bane going, oh no. Looks like we're going to have a weapon in this match.
And the steel steps nonetheless right to the face of Goodnight.
Will Goodnight moving out of the way of the second shot, but getting hit by the third attempt. Again, rolling out of the way. Oh, that's another hit. Bane just not letting Will, you know, not letting him breathe, and that's a very smart strategy. I don't think you should give Will Goodnight any bit of, you know, breathing room here.
Right.
Big reversal by Goodnight, big reversal by Bane. Both these men seem to be, you know, very equally matched when it comes to, big move by Bane. Very similar height. I would imagine very similar weight. Both very strong. Bane could be Will Goodnight's most, you know, equal opponents so far.
Yeah.
Before this, the biggest one was the biggest threat was Freddie Mercury, and Freddie's a very small man.
Right.
But he also showed great potential in the ring. And very exciting matches anytime Freddie is in the ring.
Yeah.
I always look forward for Mercury's matches. Will Goodnight is down up to a 4 count. Bane back into the ring, getting a little bit of a breather. Up to a 5. Could this be it? Is Will Goodnight out for the count? Maybe he came in underestimating Bane, but up to an 8 count, and Will Goodnight is back up. Huge power bomb. And a huge leg breaker as well. Goodnight not pulling out all the stops here. What are we going to see next? We have him in a little bit of a headlock, getting thrown back into the ring. Big club and a huge kick to the temple. These two aren't playing around. They're here for a fight, and they're bringing it. Will Goodnight now letting Bane go down for the count here. Could we? Any kick like that could have been the end for any normal person, but I don't think Bane's going to stay down for this. And I was correct in this situation. Bane's getting back up. Will has him set up for a nice backbreaker, very fast and sharp. Lifting him back up for just the strength of Goodnight into a reverse DDT. Basically lifting him up by the neck. What are we going to see here? All right, Goodnight letting the ref count. Could that reverse DDT be the difference maker? Up to a 4 count. Bane back up. Goodnight with a huge DDT now. When it comes to power moves, Will's probably the essential power guy in our locker room. I don't know if there's any stronger superstar at the moment.
As far as brute strength goes, I would agree with you.
Yeah. Do you think that Bane would have a better chance against Goodnight in a normal match?
That's hard to say. I mean, he's definitely got the ring presence. Having the background as a luchador.
Oh!
Wow, just a sickening impact.
From that DDT.
And
he just sat there looking at him afterwards. There's just no remorse with Goodnight, with our champion here. What were you saying? Because Bane did choose this match type.
Right.
Bane was like, I want you in a last man standing match. Or something, however he talks. And Will did put out the open challenge, so he knew something like this could happen.
Right.
Will Goodnight being put into a submission hold. There are no submissions in this match, but it could be a very good way to wear down the champion.
The kind of style that Bane brings, there's the kind of personality he has is just rendering your opponent lifeless, and I think Last Man Standing really fits that MO.
That is true. That is very true.
So he has a ring presence to where maybe a normal match he might have had more of an advantage, but I think he really wanted to prove something, as well as he might even be a little bit more in his element, being able to just beat the hell out of people.
That is true. Bane bringing a table into the match now.
Earlier he had those steel ring steps. Now he's got a table, taking a breather while Will Goodnight is down on the ground.
Maybe trying to take a little bit of advantage. Maybe if that could do it, he would be accepting of that. A win's a win.
Right.
But I also don't think Bane would step up for this challenge unless he was going to try and just absolutely try to, brutalize our champion. But I don't know how easy one can brutalize. Oh, there's another one of those. He landed on the table. Oh, man. I don't know how one can brutalize our champion. And I was not expecting Will Goodnight to bust out a frog splash. But, he's definitely pulling out all the stops here. Anyone that big, I don't think, should go up top.
Not usually, right?
Not usually, no. We're up to a 6 count. Could that frog splash have ended it?
Bane getting up now.
A big hit.
Will not giving him space to breathe.
Again.
Letting him count again.
Again, that's probably a smart move on both opponents have the same mindset of, I probably shouldn't let this guy, have a breather.
Right.
Goodnight with that huge frog splash, immediately following it up with a big hit Bane was starting to get back up. Each time Goodnight attacks him, the ref has to restart the count. Goodnight, huge choke slam. Could that choke slam be it? It could be. That was a really awkward choke slam to perform, but it looked like it landed with a lot of intensity.
Yeah.
You had the leg here, and you just lifted him up with barely any leverage, but showing the power game of our champion here. Up to a 7. Could this be it? Bane back up. Will Goodnight with a big hit. And like you were saying, just no give immediately. Back down.
You have to wonder if Bane was just laying there
trying to get a breather.
Yeah, I mean, the way he got up, it wasn't too
fast.
slow. Yeah, so I think he was just, wow,
huge big boot, just slamming Goodnight to the ground.
Bane with a little bit of a dance move as the ref counts.
Just like pacing back and forth, just waiting for, Will to get up. Similar strategy. Two big men going after each other. We're up to a 7. Will Goodnight was started getting back up. Bane trying to. What we got here? Bane with a backbreaker that's ended Batman before in the. Now Bane's just going on the attack. Just several punches straight to the head. That backbreaker is probably one of the biggest moves Bane can pull out of his arsenal. That can break backs. It can break, ribs depending where you hit. It's a very devastating backbreaker. We're up to a 6 count. Could that backbreaker have ended it? Got up at count 7. Will Goodnight blocking here. Goodnight just lifting him up by the mask. Nothing but brute strength from our champion. Up to a 4. That was another big. It was similar to a choke slam, but he literally grabbed him by the face and lifted him up. That's so much strength. We're up to a 7. Both of these guys getting up consistently at 7. You got to think there's got to be something else they need to do here. A nice another one of those full Nelson bombs. Bane sitting up our champion. Wrenching the neck a little bit, probably trying to get a little bit of a breather here. What does Bane have to do to put away our champion? That's what I'm trying to figure out. We have that table in the ring. He could use the table.
Yeah.
But we've seen time and time again, tables can backfire as well, depending what you're going to try to do. He could set it up and Will could just reverse it into a choke slam through the table, and that could end Bane.
Right.
Another big hit to the back by Goodnight. And that. Big reverse suplex by Bane. Big kick.
Now he lets the ref count again.
Any move at this point could end it. It's a smart strategy. Like I said, a win's a win, but it's, up to a 6 count. Goodnight back up now. Bane's gonna have to hit him with something harder if he wants to win. Bane's got that table, huge, just gut shot with that table.
I think he heard you. You said hit him with something harder, and he thought, what's harder than a table?
Stairs. Table.
He tried that earlier, and it didn't keep him down.
We usually have a sledgehammer under the ring, but let's hope he didn't hear me that time. We're up to a 6 count. We're up to a 7. Will Goodnight standing back up, and he reversed, grabbing the table from Bane, and Bane grabbing the table from Will. Bane trying to set up the table. And Will taking the table back, saying, no, this is how you set up a table. Not sure what the thought. Will with this huge. I
think that for a second our match turned into which one of these superstars thought they'd be better equipped to work at IKEA.
Bane up top now. On the table anyway.
Up top the table.
Up top the table. huge, just forearm in after forearm in after forearm to the stomach. Not what I would imagine you should do with the table, but it works. Our champion seems to be confused on what he wants to do. Now Bane. This is how you say. Oh!
Will was not taking the critique of how to build a table.
Was a huge roundhouse kick just straight to the head. And another choke slam. Bringing Will to a knee. That could be it.
I think the back of Bane's head might have hit the table at the end of that choke slam.
Yeah. That could have, those borders around the table, that's metal. He could have hit it. That could cause a bit of a damage.
Just one.
Just one damage. We're up to a 7 count. Bane's not moving. This could be it. Will just staring him down. Up to 9. Can he get...
Starting to move, but there's the 10.
There's a 10 count.
Camera
Will
guy.
Goodnight. Will Goodnight, our champion, still undefeated.
Yeah.
Very impressive show against Bane. Bane brought a fight. That was a very good open challenge, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if Goodnight starts putting up more open challenges, we never know who could come out to try and, take the spot. Could be Bane, could be Joker, it could be the Doctor.
Right.
And the Doctor, he came to fight, last week. I'm very impressed. All right, guys, outro means out of character. Thank you guys for watching RFW, second episode. It's like midnight right now.
Yeah.
We've been, we tried to record this earlier today and it didn't go over well, so if the commentary seemed a little bit one-sided, aka me, it's because we're both kind of tired. I was just kind of doing play-by-play.
I-ish tired.
Shade's very tired. But yeah, that was another episode of RFW. I'm very excited to start bringing it back. I'm going to try and start keeping them every Wednesday. Next week will still be rough because we'll have to record audio for 2 episodes, but hopefully we can start getting these out every Wednesday. If not, I'll try to get it out sometime once a week, maybe twice a week if it runs into the same situation as this one happened, because one went out 2 days ago. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching RFW. We put a lot of work into it. It means a lot. If you have any suggestions on who you'd like to see in the roster or who you'd like to see fight who, just, leave a comment down below. Check out our Facebook page. You can let us know there as well.
And keep in mind, too, that we do tend to record these ahead of time just so that we can kind of have a little bit of a backlog.
Yeah.
So you might not see your suggestion for a couple weeks just because we might integrate your suggestion right away, but the episode that it comes out for won't come out for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So that's just something to keep in mind.
Anyway, guys, that was another episode of RFW. It's really fun doing this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Helps out a great deal. Go watch the last episode. Go watch some of the older episodes. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. My name is Will Goodnight, a.k.a. Razor.
And I am Shade Frost, a.k.a. Rick Benton.
We'll see you guys.